Hi everyone, welcome to the introductory and problem statement explainer session of the DTDL HACKFEST 5.0 in collaboration with AWS. My name is Shakti Singh and I am thrilled to kick off this exciting session with all of you as the host today. So great to have all of you. I can see a lot of traction coming in from the YouTube live. I can see a lot of people already engaging. We've also, a lot of you have already registered for the event, for the hackathon altogether. Many of you are, new to this. So I welcome all of you with joined hands together. And this is your session to grasp everything out of the Hackfest 5.0. What is it all about? What are we covering? What are the offerings from our side? What are the expectations as a developer from you? So we're going to cover everything. Let me just pull up my screen for you. Okay, I believe that you can see that. Okay, all right. So what are we covering today is basically the introduction about Hackfest 5.0. Who can participate about it? Like, is it open for everybody? Is it open on a global stage? What are the geographics that we are looking into the developers to participate? A little bit about Hackfest timelines, about Hackfest, what is the vision behind, what are the solutions we are expecting from you, what are the different problem statement, what are the different themes of problem statement that we are expecting solutions for. And that is what we are going to talk about. We also would have with us two of our speakers, guest speakers from DTDL today with us here. So quickly moving forward, so I'll give you a background. So this is Hackfest 5.0. This is with sponsorship with DTTL, and this is in collaboration with AWS, which is now powered by Hack2Skill as well. So it is a platform where your raw potential is tested. It is tested on different problem statement. How are you bringing out solutions? How are you igniting the ideas turn into reality solutions to in a market ready product, in a product friendly, wherein these are products which can be deployed on grounds. So we are going to cover everything today in this session all together. So these are the starts where this particular Hackfest 5.0 is your platform where you have numerous amount of problem statement. There are more than 5 problem statement, 6 in total, wherein you can explore different genres of development. You can either you're a UI UX developer, you're a front end developer, you're a data scientist, data analyst, or you may be an enthusiast of AI ML and the latest technologies of IoT. Every genre is open and we are inviting everyone to participate here. So this is your platform to come up, build solution, ideate, collaborate with other developers across the country, and bring in solutions that impacts the future. So who can participate is very quick and brief. I'll not take much of the time here. So this hackathon is open for professionals, startups, and freelance developers. The genre of developers should only be precisely from India. You can participate in this hackathon forming a team of minimum 2 to maximum 5 members. Solo participation is something that we will not take forward with. So you make sure you form a team. There are Discord channels which you might have already been invited for. You have also been invited for the WhatsApp closed groups wherein you can collaborate with other developers, where you can talk to other developers, what are their expertise, what are your expertise. If you are finding a team member, so do it there. The Discord is more than 35,000 plus people and developers across genres. So explore it end to end. So without any further delay or any further thing, let me. We have our guest speakers today. We have two amazing experts from DTDL joining us today. Please welcome Vinny Singh and Shashidhar Singhal with us on the screen. Hey, hi Vinny, hi Shashi.
Hello, hi. Thank you so much, Shakti, for having us.
Hi
Great to
guys,
have
thank
both of you. I'll quickly not take much of your thunder, but quickly give your designations basically. So Vinny is there with us. Vinny leads the employer branding as a manager, and Shashidhar is the senior engineering manager at DTDL. So we are really excited to have both of you here to get the background of what AppFest 5.0 holds for developers across the country. Everybody's excited. I can see a lot of traction coming in from on the website, on the interest gathering on these our support channels. Our community folks are engaged throughout. So we would want to learn more about what is the vision behind it. Why don't we go ahead and Vinny, if you can help us with the vision of Hackfest 5.0, and therefore we can deep dive into the conversation more.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for setting that stage as well. So, again, thank you everybody for your shared interest in Hackfest. Um, Let me give you first a little bit of context about who we are as DTDL. It is a name not everybody would be aware of. So, Deutsche Telekom Digital Labs is actually the innovation hub. So, we are the innovation partner to Deutsche Telekom. What is Deutsche Telekom for people who may still not know about it? Is a leading telco of Europe. So, our primary job right now has been since our existence, which was technically 4 years ago, to build products that have been used by our customers in Europe. So, if you talk about the length and breadth and the scale of work that we do, we are serving customers for more than 115 million. We are right now managing transactions that are again in millions. So, the numbers are huge. The kind of work that we are doing is huge. And the best part, and the one of the biggest or the most interesting parts of working with DTTL has been that we're continuously working with the latest technologies, and hence you see this Hackfest as well that has been focused very, very. Uh, this was with the great intention that each of the problem statement has been built around technologies that are emerging and of the future. And nobody better than Shashi who could give us more in depth on that as well. I'll give a little bit more context and I'll like to hand over to Shashi as well to just talk a little bit about the work that we are doing right now. In terms of the Hackfest journey and why the number 5.0, if in case anybody has been curious and been looking for the 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, what we've been doing is that since our inception, as I said, we are innovator by our DNAs. So we've been managing hackathons, but have been going internal. So far we've been getting really, really cool ideas for the products that we've been building and for problem statements that we've been sharing. And if you would notice, all the problem statements that are shared this time as well are very, very product and customer focused. So our overall intention has always been to service that eventual customer, turn this customer into fans, as we call it internally here. And this year, we took on the biggest challenge we could, which was that not only encourage our internal great minds, but also open this platform to external people. So this is all out to the people who have participated, who are non-DTDL employees as well, that this is your chance as well to help us think beyond what we're already thinking, push the boundaries of imagination, and help us build solutions for problem statements that are very, very honest and real, and we are facing and solving for internally very, very diligently as well. Shashi, I just would love for you to just talk a little bit about the technologies that we are working on, so for people to just get an idea.
yeah, thank you so much, Vinny and Shakti, for setting the whole context. And first of all, I would like to uh, really call out the traction which I see in the chat, because I was reading through these chats in parallel when we were talking, and I could see people showing so much interest inside and outside. I could see some of the people are from Malaysia, I see, who are talking about that how can we join. So it's really phenomenal to see this kind of traction coming out. And there is one question which is coming out from the chat, is that why can't I heard about, how could I not heard about Hackfest 1, 2, 3, and 4? I think that's what Vinny was trying to mention, that so far we have organized quite innovative hackathons, but that's more of for the internal products. And this time we have pushed out the boundaries to include the minds from outside. So maybe that's could be one of the reason that we have never came across. Now, coming back to the tech we utilize, so I think this is what which differentiate us from other telco, and that's why we call us the leading telco industry of the world, because we have never bounded ourselves from the legacy tech which has been utilized or getting used in telco industry so far. We you name it, from the queuing, let's say, technologies which we have, Kafka, RabbitMQ, or any hyperscaler tech, maybe AWS, GCP, Azure. We use them all wherever the use case fits in. We use the latest tech revolving around AI. We have been exploring and, in fact, set up a AICC. We call it an AI Competency Center in DT, wherein we are trying to even build and fine tune our own LLMs. So we are also working in those dimensions. We are also exploring partnership with some of the leading AI innovators like Sprinkler, and even with Google and Microsoft. And from the programming side also, I think there has been utilization of Java, Python, and Kotlin, all kind of different programming languages. So yes, we are very vast in terms of using latest tech, if at all it fits our use case, right? So yeah, so we are
Perfect.
very for these innovative ideas.
And thank you, Shashi, for also talking about. I think that if people from Malaysia are also interested, could not have asked for more. So let me just give a little more context to what Shakti has spoken about in terms of the prerequisites. We don't need the people who are participating to be Indian nationals. All we are right now hoping is that people who are participating are in India when this hackathon goes on, because our last round, and what is something that Shakti will take us through at the end of this whole session, is going to be in person, happening in Gurgaon, in our very own office. This is in Cyber City. So if you search for Deutsche Telekom Digital Labs on Google, you will get to know about the company as well. So, and that's our reason for having or wanting people as a prerequisite for them to be in India. So you don't need to be an Indian national. That's something that I wanted to clarify. And second thing also that I wanted to clarify was that why do we want a minimum of 2 people? You will understand, and if you've gone through the website already, you would have also seen that how we are hoping to see working prototypes. While we are very, very sure you guys are very smart individuals participating, but expecting one person to be able to do every aspect of the job from front end to back end to QA testing, I think is a tall ask. That's why the minimum requirement that right now we have requested is have a team of 2 and cap it at 5 people. And there are a lot of questions. Maybe Shakti, you can guide us on how we answer these questions, because I think some of these should be answered as well. Should we answer them at the end? Should we answer them now? How do you suggest we go about that, Shakti?
We'll pick it up at the end of the session.
Okay,
I'll help.
perfect. So, I think that's all for setting the context, Shakti. So over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vinny. Thank you so much, Shashi, for those great insights. Maybe let's quickly walk everybody through the problem statement that we have for them to solve for this edition of Hackfest. So, Shashi would need your help to explain all of those problem statement. I'll pull up the screen for you and everybody's reference. Just spare me a minute.
So let's divide it between Shashi and I. Shashi, in case there's a problem statement that you'd want me to pick
Yeah.
up, we can divide it between the 2 of us.
Sure.
Okay. So that's the first problem statement for us, Shashi, if you can go ahead.
Yeah, I think one problem as we grow big, which I have seen, is that the problem of scalability at uh, when there are, let's say, peaks in the system. For instance, I'll maybe explain this by taking one example. So we, in the month of November and December, there were heavy campaigns we have been doing around Good Fridays. Then during Christmas, there were heavy campaigns we have been doing in all the European countries. So there are features like the customer can subscribe in our app when they want to get notified when these particular offers will be available for them. For example, we have been giving lot many free goodies out to the customers. We had partnership with Disney, wherein we were giving free hoodies of Disney to our loyal customers. So the customers can subscribe that as soon as these offers get unlocked, just notify us, right? So what happened in those cases is that there was sudden peak being seen in this system. It's similar to a FIFA 2023 World Cup happening, and then the peak there is massive, right? So the problem statement talks about how can we create scalable solution to handle these peaks, maybe in a smarter way, because you cannot have a 20x or 100x system scale to handle these peaks, right? So you have to come up with some smarter, innovative solutions or ideas, somewhere around maybe giving some kind of a wait time or waiting queues to these customers, rather than the system gets fall, right? So this particular problem statement talks about, if I have to build a system which can scale up to 100x, then what can I do so that I serve my customers without breaking down my system, right? So this is what the problem statement we are trying to highlight here.
Exactly. And just to add to what Shashi said, from a layman's perspective, if I can add that here, um, as people would have understood this so far, that we are talking about apps here, right? Our apps are in a place where we would want for you to come up with creative, out of the box ideas on how do we manage this wait time. So what we'd want you to do is get into the shoes of this customer. What is it that we can do to engage them? Is there a way in which we can bring them back onto the platform even if there is high wait time? And if it is so, what kind of a solution do you suggest that can be created for it? The word here that I would want you guys to please be careful of is the word scalable, because as Shashi was talking about, and as you would have also learned a little bit about our products, and if not, we would be sharing more information about our products as well. The kind of transactions that we have, or the kind of usage that we see of our products is really, really high. So we have to keep this in mind while building any solution here.
Yeah. So maybe let me just pick one question which revolves around it, which says that what kind of apps we are talking about here. So as a telco, we have two big apps wherein we are driving a lot of our traffic. One is our service app. You can think of it similar to my Airtel app in India. Similar to that, we have one app in Europe, wherein these offers, we have built a marketplace for our users, wherein these offers are getting launched every week. So we have partnered with a lot many local vendors like Adidas and all these, which are ready to give us very good offers. So we have created a marketplace in the app wherein these offers are presented or given to the users, but there is a time window at which these offers get available, right? So those kind of apps. Plus, we also have a TV app wherein we stream a lot of big matches. For example, a Euro Cup is going to start in June. So the idea is that there will be a lot of traffic which will come around that, right? So when we talk about scalable, at the same time we are looking for something which can stitch easily off the shelf into our existing apps, right? It should not be that I have to re-architect my whole stuff to make it possible into our existing system. So that's the creativity we have to come back, that irrespective of what kind of architecture the current system might be using, if I'm able to plug in this solution into the existing system, we would be able to handle the scale, phenomenal scale, whatever can come out, right?
Perfect. I see a lot of questions, and I think we'll get back to those as well. Yeah.
Yeah, let's quickly wrap the problem
Yeah.
statement first. Pick up the questions quickly at last 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
That's the second one for us.
Let me take this one, Vinny. So
Absolutely.
uh, basically, if you see, we as a telco position ourselves to focus on two major aspects of a human life. One is to improve the communication, the way we communicate with each other, and provide a way to connect to each other. That's all we do, and then everything else revolves around this. We enable people to connect and communicate with each other, right? So because of this, we have a lot much trusted information about our customers, be it in terms of their location information, be it in terms of what kind of usage they do on the internet, be it any kind of travel they do across the world, right? The kind of plans they use, the kind of expense they do for doing this communication. So we have a lot of data about our customers, but if you ask in term of monetary value, we make zero out of that data today. While if I compare to all the social websites which we have, like Instagram, Facebook, and all, the underlying ground level offering is nothing, but they make billions from the data they collect from us, right? So the idea here is that how can we utilize the telco data and merge it with the lifestyle activities of the users and monetize this information, right? So if I talk about from this current landscape, the kind of challenges we face to be able to utilize this data, there are a lot of privacy issues, there are a lot of trust issues, that will my data will get used in the ethical way or not, right? There are a lot of issues in terms of what kind of data is present and where. So the discovery is a bigger problem, all the data we collect. Then there is also issues of the technological advancement. We don't have the right tech, maybe we have not utilized the AI and machine learning uh, to get the deep insights out of that data, right? So these are the current challenges to able to tap on that the information of the users which is present. So the idea here is that how can we bring out some innovative idea, maybe by the utilization of AI and machine learning, so that they generate deep insights from this data which we collect, make that data available as a DAS, maybe data as a service, which then can be merged with the lifestyle data which is present in the outside world. That could be the Netflix he watches, that could be the food he eats, that could be the clothes he wear, right? How can we utilize that lifestyle information which is readily available and merge it with the telco data in a more secure way, so that we will be able to monetize this information, right? So that's the problem statement, uh, and that's the kind of limitation we have it today. uh, I see one question which is coming from Anand, and we were discussing about this, that will we be able to get the dummy data to work on this problem? I would say that we are not looking here to solve the exact business problem which we have, but rather the kind of solution which can help us to solve that problem for us. So if I take that thought in process, we don't have to look for the specific telco data which exists in our system, but there are a lot of telco data, the sample telco data which is available already on the web. We should be able to use that and create our, let's say, the prototype model around it, and just prove it like this kind of solution can help us, right? So that's the objective, and that's how we can create some sample data from the existing web.
Hey Shashi, they have one other question that I think is very interesting about can these use cases be B2B experience, about B2B
I think
experience?
why not? We as a telco do lot many B2B partnerships
Yeah.
uh, with organizations wherein there are a lot of VoIP phones and VoIP services we provide to smaller businesses, wherein our fiber lines are also there to the buildings and societies and to the smaller companies. So it's not only B2C, it's a combination of both, I would say. Both B2C and B2B use cases can be utilized for this. For example, maybe if a B2B reaches out to us and we are smart enough that what kind of services and what kind of plans we can offer to this kind of business, right? If we get those kind of deep insights, that will be easier for us to get integrate with them. That's another way of monetizing the data we have.
Perfect. Great, Shakti. Should we go to... Thank you so much, Ashish. Shakti, should we go to the next one?
Yes, please. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
You wanna take it, or I can also speak about it when if you.
Shashi, why don't you start? I'll add that layman flavor to it after.
Okay, I think this is one of the most innovative idea which is getting most talked about by all our leadership team. In fact, we presented this in our MWC event, which happened recently. So the idea is that uh, with the evolution of .com, we created lot many apps to solve the customer problems. But over the time, if we look our phone today, the phone is filled with hundred of apps solving different use cases, right? And the interfaces have become so complex that for a person who is not, let's say, very profound because of his, let's say, the existing capabilities, or because of his literacy, he might not be able to reach to what he actually want. One example is that if I want to travel to Bond today and I don't know how to browse through the travel app, or maybe I'm not capable enough to open that app and use it, then it is very difficult for me. It's a dependency for me to ask somebody to create a booking for me, right? So the the idea here is that, can with the power of AI and LLMs, we can create an app which is completely, it's a completely appless app wherein you speak what you want, and then the app itself do all the work and get you the thing. For example, I just say, I want to travel to Bonn and these are my dates, this is my preference, can you create a booking for me? And then the system goes behind, it fetches out the details of the flights and the hotels which is available based on my preference, give me the options, I speak about the option, and just do the booking for me, right? So that's the kind of era we are trying to get into when we say we don't have devices to hold 100 apps, rather we want a device which is completely appless. No apps, no interface, just the direct human language conversation with the device, wherein the person explains what he wants and he gets back.
Okay,
Yeah,
and just to add to what Shashi was talking about, for anybody who is interested in taking up this problem statement, I would urge you to check out the European Accessibility Act of 2025. This is something that would also give you insights into why are we asking about this, or why is this one of the main causes that we are running forward with. And it also talks about what are the challenges. So if you again have to go into the shoes of who you are solving for, it would help you understand the problem statement on the user side as well. All right, should we go to the next one?
Yes, I'm just switching it. Here it is. Shashi winning anybody? Yeah.
yeah. So as a telco, this is the another area wherein it's a good and bad both for us. The calls and the which we get in our call centers. When I say bad, I mean usually people call us when they have a problem, so that it's what we don't want them to do it, because we don't want them to face the problems from the services. When I say good, it's a way for us to talk to our customers in a more assisted way, wherein apart from solving their problems, our call center employees also talk to them, just trying to get to know them and try to offer them better. So that's why I say good for us. So today, it's a big problem for the telco industry, that how to reduce uh, the time, the number of calls which we get in our call centers for our customers, and also how to reduce the time it takes to resolve their issues, right? So if I tell you the basic very high level metrics, usually for us it takes 700 plus seconds on an average to resolve any issue for our customers, and a lot of time which goes in identification of the customer who is calling. The lot of time goes into uh, understanding the problem the customer is facing, and then a lot of time goes into finding the right information which can help the call center person to resolve that problem for the user, right? So the idea here is that what kind of innovative solution we can think of which can help us to trim down both of these factors. One, the number of calls they make to us, maybe a smart chatbot wherein they can just quickly chat and get their problem solved. The second could be a chatbot for our call center people itself, where if somebody calls them, then it makes their life easier to to find and let's say give the solution quickly to the customers. So that's the area where we really want to focus this year, because that's a direct communication with our customers, right?
Let me add another flavor to this as well. While I was talking about this problem statement internally, let me just show you what the user feels like. So again, user usually, and I'm sure a lot of us have also gone through this, when you want to get anything resolved, you call your customer care, you call your customer service. Once they pick up, you have to identify yourself, right? Once you've identified, there would usually be an sorry, there's an IVR before you identify yourself. The IVR would give you an option first to choose which of the problems you have that you want to resolve. You reach that person who will resolve that issue, and then you get yourself recognized, and then the problem starts. So your initial time as a user is also time that you get really frustrated about. You would have also noticed there are times when you would want to hang up because you've not gotten the right command, or they're asking the same problem again and again. So say if it is an issue about solving for your prepaid, so you've already checked for prepaid on your IVR, you've checked for your prepaid once you've spoken with the person, and then again they ask you for the third time what exactly is your problem. So the point here is there is this time which is your non-resolution time. The word itself is self-explanatory. The whole time that the agent has spent with you, which is not about resolving your problem, but it's about just getting you to the right person. It's about getting you to the right aspect of the problem solving that you need. So how can we reduce this time so that it becomes easy for the agent to get to the problem statement and more easily resolve it for you? So thereby reducing the time of your conversation as well, and getting to the problem there and then directly. Okay, shall we move to the next one? Shakti, is he with us? Oh,
Yes,
looks
I'm
like.
ready.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, here it
This,
is.
Shashi, this one's all you.
This is another area where uh, AI, the power of AI can be utilized a lot. So I would like to complement this saying, maybe I like to highlight this by saying, in 1990s when the dot-com bubble came in, the internet came in, people were scared of the adoption because they were saying that they have the yellow pages, their team set up with the dot-com, it will just scrape everything, how things will work. But then when the people started utilizing that as a tool to complement to what they have been doing, the changes are phenomenal. We see how the Web 1 changes into Web 2. So I think with the power of AI, that's the kind of era we are trying to get into. When the last year was more towards understanding the changes which Chat GPT, LLMs are bringing, this year people have started using AI and try to apply them in their day-to-day cycle, which could be creating PPTs, emails, or doing the development in softwares and stuff like this, right? So, for example, recently Microsoft has announced their Auto Dev, which will act as a software engineer who can complement a software engineer to write his code, test his code, and deploy his code. So the idea here is, can we build a smart solution using the power of LLMs and AI, which can complement the day-to-day life of a software engineer in terms of understanding the requirement of the business, in terms of maybe designing this architecture, in terms of writing the code, in terms of writing the test cases and the automation around it. It also could be helpful in terms of finding out the potential security issues which can come post deployment, right? So how can we utilize power of AI and be able to do more with less? So that's the idea around this problem statement.
And we are looking for solutions, it can be in either one of these aspects. So it does not, we're not looking for an overarching solution that kind of helps reduce the development across all the 6 or 7 steps, but any one. There was a question about 50% specifically, why we use this 50% even for this problem and the one before. It's just to signify how we're looking for a big enough change. So it's when you are proposing for a solution, again, think about the fact that is it really making a huge difference, or is it only making like a 10% difference in the ease of the work of deployment for a developer or somebody else. All right, perfect. Should we go to the next one?
Yes, pulling that up. Yes, here it is.
Okay, I think this problem statement refers more towards our content industry in
Okay.
the TV domain, wherein even after doing so many years of research from Netflix, Hotstar, and others, even on the YouTube today, the recommendations or the content discovery is not so mature, right? I won't call it from the perspective that if enough effort has not been put up to solve this problem, but maybe due to the lack of the right technological stack would have slowed down the solution around this problem. So now with new technological advancement which is coming up, like the easy utilization of AI and LMs, we are looking for that what kind of solution can be framed to solve this problem in a different way now, right? Because today, even if I go to Netflix, the kind of recommendation I personally see might
Yeah.
not help, right? So how can we utilize the new tech which is coming in to improvise these personalized recommendation and ease out the content discovery for the end user, maybe in terms of a chatbot sitting around Netflix, wherein I can chat, share my interest, what I'm feeling today, and then showing me a recommendation. That could be one idea. So what kind of things we can bring out to improvise the discovery and the recommendation for the user?
Yeah, I think that summarizes it well. Um, Great. So those were the problem statements. Shakti, should we move to the next part? I'm just cognizant of the time.
For sure. So let's quickly wait. That's the most interesting part, though. Let me just pull that up for everybody. Yes, here it is. So why don't you throw out some light on this, Vinny, for us?
Sure. Right. Okay. So, guys, we tried to find the best way in which we can, compensate for the great ideas that you guys are going to come up with. Monetary is obviously one of the most motivating factor for all of you guys as well. But let me tell you that not just the money that you see on screen, you also get a chance to see that idea come to life. I don't think there is a bigger satisfaction than that. So, the intent here is that while we will be judging your submissions, one of the core prerequisites or core factors that we'd be looking at is the usability. So the reason why we are doing that is because we are very keen to actually see this come to life. Let me tell you, we've had a track record so far, and knock on wood, that all the hackathons that we have held so far, even though they've been internal, the ideas that have been selected, we've managed to bring them to life, at least most of them to life, with the completion of each of those hackathons. So the first, second, third is simple enough for you guys to understand the prize money. We are looking at this for each of the teams that is participating, 5, 3, and 2. There's another 2 lakhs for best innovation. This is an award that, think of it as a special award for an idea that is so out of the box that completely knocks off our shoes. And even if it is not something that is probably usable in current times, but we feel this deserves a separate mention, we have kept a separate innovation award for that.
Great. Thank you so much. I hope that is really interesting. I am really interested. I am excited myself to participate, but that's not the eligibility. But yes, you can participate anytime. Please do visit, register now. There's a ticker down below on the screen of yours. visit hack2skill.com/hack/DTTL hyphen hackfest 5. So even if you go to hack2skill.com, you'll find the hackathon on the homepage itself. Do check it out today. So make sure you participate, form teams, check out Discord, form teams with different developers. I can see a lot of teams getting already created in the chat
Yeah.
box and live checks. But that is really interesting to know people are really keen and interested in the whole hackathon theme. But let me just quickly walk everybody through what lies ahead from here onwards. So we are open. We'll be opening up the idea submissions on 12th, and that will be opened up till 10th of for 10 days, which is till
24.
24th of April. So you are supposed to, select a problem statement, form teams, and then submit your idea propositions on the Hack to Skill platform altogether for getting ahead with the hackathon next steps. So once the ideas are submitted, we'll screen it through. We'll have a shortlisted team announcements made. Teams, those who will be moving forward in the prototyping stage, whose ideas are now expected to be built and build a product or maybe an MVP. So from there onwards, we will also have a final submission of those prototypes and announcement of the finale teams, which will be nearly around 15, if I may be correct.
Yeah.
So 15 is the number that 15 teams will be announced for the finale invite. Those who will be joining us offline in Gurgaon at DTTL office. So we'll get to see Shashi and Vinny both in person. So we'll get to meet them there and see and talk to them more about our ideas and our prototypes all together. So that's the date. So far we are going ahead for the offline in the month of May, but till then there's a whole journey of interaction, whole journey of communications. If you are facing any problems, do reach out to us, do reach out to our official email which is there on the website. You can check that out as well. It is also in the ticker below. So if you're facing any problems, do write back to us. If you're facing any problems, you can also check out the Discord. There are different developers, different genres of developers who are there available to help you out at any given point of time. Not just developers, there are SMEs from different backgrounds, so they can also help you out in general channels of the Discord server. Apart from that, we are really excited to see a lot of questions that you have put across. Vinny, Shashi, if something has
Yeah.
you've seen, came across, we can also get that address now.
Let me first just deep dive a little more on the timelines as well. Sai Shakti, if you could just share that screen for 2 minutes more, I
Right.
can detail that out in terms of the expectations here. So, guys, after you have registered, or if you've not registered yet, please, now is your time to register. And to Shakti's benefit, just type HackFest 5.0 DTDL on Google, and you'll get this, even if you're not able to find it on Hack to Skill. Coming to what is expected once in this idea submission phase, the minute you've registered, if you've not registered, you wouldn't know it so far. So I know the people who are asking these questions have not registered. Once you register, you will get a very simple presentation available to you that has some very clear steps written on what you need to fill out. So please fill that out and you'd be able to submit that. The main idea, what we are trying to get out of the first part is to understand how well thought is your idea. So whichever problem statement that you're solving for, how well have you thought about it? And it has around 6 or 7 questions. Again, if you have any queries on what needs to be submitted where, please reach out to our official Discord, their official Discord channel, or they have an email as well. You can reach out to them on that to get those things answered. Once you guys have submitted all of these, we will go through all the submissions, select the top few who we will reach out to. We would then start mentoring you to help build the prototype. So this is your MVP, as Shakti said as well. This is the MVP that we would be finally judging you on to understand, is this an idea worth exploring further? Is this an idea that we want to build further? And those are the 15 teams that would be selected who would be called in for this in-person hackathon. There were questions about prize money. Let's keep it open-ended. Let's see what kind of ideas you get. We are, as we said, it's a very evolving thing for us as well. So will the first prize win the innovation award, or the third prize and second prize be the same people? We don't know. Let's look at all the answers. Let's look at all the submissions and come back to you guys about that. In terms of who can submit in the ideas, how many people can submit how many ideas, you are open to attempting all the questions if you want. The only thing that you would notice is that the minute you try to submit more than one problem statement, you'll have to create a new team for that, because that's how right now the platform is. In case the same team wants to attempt more than one problem statement, please reach out to us on the email address that's given. We will find a way to accommodate that as well, if that is a problem that you're looking at. Is
I
the
think
timeline? Sorry,
there was one question I think which is getting asked multiple times about
please.
the biometric auth in the fourth problem. What was that? I mean, I lost the track of the number
Yeah,
in the problem.
I will
So
just let me open that and give you the number. I think they're talking about the non-resolution call time. Okay. This is agent's non-resolution call time.
okay, okay. I think biometric auth thing, as Vinny explained initially, right? When somebody calls us, we try to first authenticate the person by asking them certain questions. So rather than doing it via IVR, is there
Yeah.
some kind of innovative way to auto identify the person which is calling, rather than we asking tons of question to the user to authenticate it? For example, let's say if a person is calling me and we know that this person is calling from our network, and from the network information we can get the identity of the customer. So that could be one way to identify that it's the same person who is calling me. They exist in our system already, so I don't need to identify that customer. I can take that information on the network and get the identity of the person. So this is one way to authenticate the user. So that's the auth part in that problem statement. Hope it answers the person.
Thank you, Shashi, for pointing that out. Okay, so somebody has, is there a timeline sequence? Is the timeline sequence mandatory? Can we submit prototype ideas of just an idea? Prototype instead of just an idea? Hope submissions are protected. Yes, submissions are protected, but yes, there is a sequence that we have in place, and that is for a reason, so that everybody has the same platform to be able to compete on this. So, the person who's asked this question, please follow the phases that we have right now very clearly demarcated, and please participate in this hackathon. There's a question by someone, Shashi, maybe if you could just help us answer this. How do we ensure that our solution is easily integratable at your end?
Yeah, I think what we are looking for here is whatever solution we build, it should be built in such a way that it is modular and easily pluggable, without need of thinking that it has to be very tightly coupled in any ecosystem. So if I talk about any SaaS solution, right, which we use, for example, the AWS services, let's say maybe, uh, wherein there are capabilities of sending pushes to the user device. Now, those kind of solutions have been built in such a way that they just need the interface which provide open APIs, and which any system can integrate without much, let's say, without much hassle. So the kind of solutions we are looking for is that when we build, these should be easily pluggable with some open-ended APIs available, rather than need to have a very strict integration pattern with our systems. So that's how we can make sure that they will work. If they'll work with any sample app, then they'll work with any app.
Thank you so much, Shashi. There was a question about IP that somebody has also asked. Let me clarify this, guys. So we will, firstly, there's a question about NDA, and then there's a question about IP. There's a very clear NDA, which means that any solutions that you guys have suggested to us, if in case that has been, it wouldn't be shared anywhere else. It wouldn't be, implemented in exactly the form that you guys have done or suggested. on anybody's behalf. Now, coming to the IP rights, for the winners, DTDL would be taking over that IP, and that is something of an agreement that we would be signing beforehand as well for the ideas that come into life, and we take that forward. Coming to, is this protected? Yes, it would be protected. And again, I'll very clearly specify that all the solutions that are being shared with us, nothing is going to be shared externally or is going to be kept in any kind of repository beyond this hackfest. And of course, for the apart from the solutions that have been selected as the top three winners, top 3 or 4 winners. Let's see if there's any other questions that we may have missed. Shakti, in case you have any,
I'm
let
just
me know.
having a look at it.
Okay.
Screening.
Uh, Problem solution like registering request and send to right person in a separate interface. Not sure what is this about. Could we take a look at the gap? Manish has asked, could we look or take a look at the gap which is not visible as a developer? I know exists. Yes, Manish, please do. And if you would notice that in the first round itself, our presentation has this aspect written about that what part of the problem statement are you solving for. So just feel free to attempt, and this is for again everybody, feel free to attempt an aspect of the problem statement that we haven't right now touched upon or has not been written in the problem statement at length as well. This is, think of the questions or the problem statements that we have given as an overview of what the market looks like right now, what are we facing, and what are we trying to solve for. You have a different perspective. We welcome different perspectives. That's one of the most important ways for us to grow as well. So, yes, feel free to attempt that.
And I think there was one question from Manish around data monetization, whether these solutions are targeted towards data analyst or the marketing team. So Manish, it could be both. For instance, the data discovery and deep insights problem today is there for data analysts as well, because they spend on an average 7 to 10 days to find the answers of the business queries. One instance is why my this particular feature is not performing. For that, the data analyst team has to go and mine a lot of data from the lake to answer that hypothesis for the business team. So, what kind of solution we can build to ease out the life of data analyst so that he could be more efficient, and also for the marketing team, which relies on machine learning generated insights. For example, maybe a next possible complaint for the user, right? NPC we call it. How can the machine learning systems can identify that and give it in the hands of marketing team so that they can decide how to, let's say, improve the experience of that customer looking at that problem. So it could go in both the ways, I would say.
Shashi, we have a couple more here. Are we expecting to create a new LLM or use the existing ones? Is by Prashant.
We are not looking to create a new LLM because
Yeah.
that's a big thing, and also it is, I would say that every day there is a new LLM getting open source. So I don't see the challenge of creating a new LLM because there are a lot many present today. But maybe utilizing the existing LLM to solve a business problem, right? How can we maybe pick, let's say, Mistral or SQL Coder and tied it to a business problem which we see today, right? How can we build ecosystem around that LLM to solve our use?
And I think that's it from our side. So let's just, we'll give you guys another 2 minutes in case there are any more problems, questions that you have that we've not answered. If you could type it in the chat now, we might have missed it while we were discussing problem statements. If not, I think then we are good. Shakti?
I have a question. I can put it on the screen for you. Okay, that's the question is from Anand Mishra. So it's
Okay.
do we get dummy data?
Yeah, I think this one
Yeah.
I see multiple time in the chat, but I thought I already answered. So uh, we might not be able to provide any kind of dummy data. The reason is that we don't want to, but there is a lot of ample data already present on the web, which can be utilized to solve these two problems which you just mentioned, right? So anybody can, maybe if there are different teams working on this, they can get the access of that sample data from the web, and then they can use that data to prototype their solution. And hence, we don't want to provide any kind of strict or boundaried dummy data to anybody.
And there's one about a WhatsApp group, Shakti. Maybe you'd be able to answer this. Where do we get the WhatsApp group? I'm not sure what this is about.
The invite has been sent to all registered professionals.
Ah, okay, perfect. Can we get how many teams participating for given problem statement at any stage? No, Rajiv. I think that would be far too many logistics for us also to manage. So we'll hope for the best answers from your side. If DT finds problem fit, will this be a commercialization model as vendors?
Uh,
Um,
no, actually, we don't we don't use the solution to build a SaaS for anybody. Rather, as Vinny mentioned, that post due diligence will might have a IP being signed,
yeah,
and that particular solution will be used only for solving the DT business problem.
yeah.
Will not try to monetize it as a SaaS solution to as a vendor, because we are not that. We are a full-fledged telecom company of our own.
All right. I don't see any more problems or
Yeah, I think
questions
people
coming
are
up.
busy forming teams right now.
Yeah. So, in
Okay.
case you still have any problems, you can reach out to us. Write us an email on the below email that is on your screen. So, yes, thank you so much, Vinny. Thank you so much, Shashi, for being there with us throughout. And it's great knowing and getting those insights from you about Hackfest, about the vision behind it. I hope all of you watching us today here live are really excited as I am always. Do check out the website Hackfest 5.0. You can Google it or you can go to hacktoskill.com and check it out from there. Do sign up before 24th and make sure you form up teams and submit your innovative ideas. And we're just looking forward to the solutions that are expected from you guys and really interested to look into what comes next stage. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Just one thing before we hang up, sorry. We will have one more session. So I see there are more questions, but due to the paucity of time, I'm sorry, we won't be able to take them up right now. We'll have another session where we'll again discuss some more about the problem statements if needed. So please feel free to ask the questions then. And if it is really urgent, please ask them through the email ID.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. I'm really excited looking at the questions and the interest
Yeah.
already. So it'll be a great event.
And we
Uh,
want to answer all of them, no disrespect to anyone. Sorry. Yeah, Shashi, go ahead.
and thank you so much, Shakti and Vin, to organizing this. I think we all already being able to connect some of the folks who are raising interesting questions. So,
Yeah.
hope to see you
This one is
guys.
going to be a feisty one, Shashi.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, lovely. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much. Thank you so much, Vinny. Thank you so much, Sashi. Pleasure having you. Okay. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, everyone, for joining us today. Have a great evening ahead.